Good morning, friends. Sat Sri Akal, Adab and Namaskar. This is my 208th video, and this will be once again covering Ambala cantonment, where resumption notice in a period from 1970 to 75 were issued. This is another bungalow number 68A Mall Road, survey number 319, holding an area of 1.81 acres, originally owned by Anjuman Himyat Islam, who moved to Lahore in 1947, and this property was converted by the orders of the 1952 orders in Evacuee Property, which was not auctioned to anybody who moved from or migrated from Punjab, but was taken over by the Punjab Wakf Board, which was holding joint Punjab's policy, by the Ambala office for their employees. Now, a resumption notice was issued 71068-11375 dated 22nd January 1971. Like every bungalow owner, this Punjab Wakf Board filed a suit for declaration in the court of Shri A.S.Garg. The court's decision came on 29/4/1978. And the compensation for this built up area was a meager amount of 232 rupees. You must understand what must be the construction in this bungalow. 232 rupees in 1971. Now the Wakf Board, being the custodian of the suit property, files so, and it clearly claims that it is a corporate body under the Government of India, 1954. Then Mr. Khan, the secretary of the board, is pleading this case. He says the notice is illegal, void, ultra vires. Resumption notice is ineffective to properties of Punjab Wakf Board. Property is not an old grant. It falls within the House Accommodation Act area. Governor General orders could have been issued to other buildings and sites in Ambala, which was not done. Compensation is inadequate. Now, what does the department say here? Again, understand, it is very important for you all to understand what is the government pleading. It says it is a property free of rent on old grant terms. So, one admission is coming that we are a rent-free, a revenue-free property. Under GGO 179, building belongs to the plaintiff, land does not belong. This is all. So, there are some issues made whether the order of resumption is illegal as alleged, whether the court has jurisdiction, any relief. So, there is no issue of ownership in this case in 1976 when the court. Similarly, Honorable Court upheld that the notice is ultra vires, arbitrarily void, and it cannot be issued. So, want for natural justice, the compensation which was decided was arbitrarily decided, and the notice needs to be quashed. In view of the evidence, reasons and findings set above, a degree of declaration is passed in favor of the plaintiff and against the defendant to the effect notice on 29th April 1978. So, it's very interesting. These are a set of bungalows of Punjab Wakf Board, which I'll be talking in later part. This is bungalow number 68. This what I'm in the video talking is 68A, and there's another bungalow called bungalow number 71. They were all given resumption notice during the same period. In my coming video, you will see that 2009 and 2010. But you have to understand what is going through the mindset. Is it that any Wakf property cannot be issued resumption notice? Is it that? Is it the pleader or the Punjab Wakf Board trying to say that any property which falls under the Evacuee Property, Firozpur people sitting in Bareilly, anywhere, this is what the pleader Punjab Wakf Board is pleading, and the department does not counter this statement. So, we need to understand Evacuee properties do not fall under the ambit of Governor General order, or they cannot be given a resumption notice. Okay, so one point. Department has shown a breach of constitutional its validity. There is no rule of land, and whatever the DO filed an appeal. So that appeal is not filed, and unfortunately. Now here it is very interesting, during this period only, this bungalow is even issued a notice under 185 of 1924, unauthorized construction. Now they file a suit in 1977. This is during that period of resumption only. 72 resumption, 77 185 notice, demolition, and appeal is filed with the Commander-in-Chief, Western Command, is dismissed, and finally this demolition is to take place. So the party or the Punjab Wakf Board goes to court. Now the decision comes in 1979, a suit for permanent injunction. The court again frames very easy issues, whether the plaintiff is entitled to injunction and any other relief. Same PWs are brought in, court, the 13 years of board plans, and nothing is brought on record. So the department is saying that they had constructed some bathrooms or some kitchens and verandas, something like this. So there is an amazing judgment of AIR 1940 Lahore produced in this. It is true that powers is vested in the municipal committee to require the demolition of building which is erected without necessary sanction, but this power is vested in the committee to meet extreme cases on defiance or the case in which encroachments are made on municipal lands or rules framed by the committee or hygiene or sanitary commission are flagrantly ignored. Where, however, this is not the case and the only infringement of law is as a disregard to the provisions requiring every person not to erect any building without sanction by the committee. The law provides an alternative remedy, that is to penalize the offender in such a sum as a committee may deem reasonable. So the court says that, okay, fine, even if somebody is constructed, he is not breached your bylaws, he is not encroached your land, the 1.71 acres of the land within that area he is constructing, and finally the order is pronounced. So friends, we need to understand, when this research work was going on and I laid hands on this, and this judgment and the entire order file is with me by diary number 2016 of 7/10/2008. Even under the RTI, the department, the station cell is admitting, as well as the DO, via a letter 2010 and 2013, that yes, 68A has been issued resumption notice and de novo proceedings are going. So we can always, gag the department on such evidences. People in Pune, Belgaum, anywhere, Secunderabad can locate all this. I've been insisting on. And I remember when I used to represent some cases and I used to be in Supreme Court, I used to hear the Council of Union and India shouting on top of his voice from 2002 when Deepak Agarwal's case was being fought. I yet remember, sir, this is a national security threat, and if this bungalow is not resumed, national security will be jeopardized, and I don't know what all. And these two bungalows are right opposite after the Air Force mess of Ambala Cantonment, which is again where the men in uniform stay, live, who are the pilots, who are moving out, moving in, and everything can be visually seen from these two bungalows. Now this issue is not a national security threat. Even the department does not even file an appeal in these cases. Why? So department can do anything. They are the rulers of cantonments. I speak one thing, that in 1947, minus 57 cantonments, India got independence, and when the amalgamation of these two departments was done and DG lands was made, MU or DOs, they are the rulers. The cantonment executive officer is the ardent king of cantonment. He has his three ministers, that is the sanitary minister, the taxation minister, and the building minister. And they have nobody to counter. There is no parliament, there is no legislative, elected board members are, sorry, nowadays hardly anybody who's educated comes down to the elections of this. We have people who are toe the line of the uniform. So we are in a bad state. So guys, we need to wake up. If we don't wake up, where does the army take us? One needs to understand. Army is not going to give us anything. You rest assured. It's not going to give us anything. The department is not willing. So what do we do? How do we fight our cases? How do we move forward? It's very tough. Sometimes you don't even know how to take up your cases. So friends, just wake up. We are old grants, never converted into new grants. Thank you. Good.